And welcome everybody to a very, very important event in Lincoln's history, the dedication of the N Street Protected Bikeway or cycle track. You pick your term. I'm Roger Hirsch. I'm the current president of Great Plains Trails Network, and it's my pleasure today to introduce to you the mayor of Lincoln, an important person as to why we have this trail. Please welcome Mayor Chris Beitler. Hey, good morning to you all. You feeling good about this? Yes. Judy and I are delighted to be here. It's a great day for a bike ride and a great day for the city of Lincoln in terms of the development of the whole trail system. So first of all, of course, I want to thank real quickly here before we take off all those who have been involved in making this project a reality here in the city. First and foremost, I think we have some of our city council people here today. Lyrian Gaylord Bear. Lyrian, where are you? All right, Lyrian. Carl Eskridge is here. Jane Rabel. Jane, where are you? All right. I tell you, there are so many great partners in this endeavor, and I want to thank a few other people real quickly here, but nobody deserves more credit than the City Council. This project was put together from a large number of different sources of revenue and required a lot of manipulating of processes so that we could put everything together. And the City Council people had important ideas that made all of this fit together and happen. And I want to thank them again this morning very much for this particular project especially. So with that, the next group of people who of course were very important were simply the city people in our Public Works Department and our Parks Department and our Urban Development Department, all of whom had to work together on this particular project to help get it done. But the private partners and the nonprofit partners were even a bigger part of this. The Great Plains Trails Network, as it usually does, steps up and makes this trail system one piece greater every time that are asked to do so. And I want to say how thankful we all are to them for their continuing strong efforts that are essentially the political backbone of this whole trail system and of the whole progressive transportation element of this city's efforts. Also want to thank the Downtown Lincoln Association in this particular case for their great cooperation. And I think that our Dallas McGee probably has a few other people he wants to thank when he gets up here. John Williams here today. John, where are you? Oh, standing over here. John was a great individual contributor to this project and has been a great citizen of this city in so many different ways. And as many of you know, I think has a relationship to the university and a business down in the South Haymarket area that's important to this city. So I want to thank everybody. I want to thank you for what you've given. I want to thank you for your patience as this project has developed over time, the construction, the landscaping, and I want to thank you for your ongoing patience as we continue to refine some of the new technologies related to the more sophisticated signaling devices that we now have in this city and that we're now working with. The cycle track is one more important step in the continuing effort to make Lincoln one of the most bike-friendly communities in the nation. We're getting there. We're doing that step by step. I think we can all be proud that this is the first cycle track of its kind, not just in the state, but in the whole region of our country. A two-way bike lane that is protected from traffic to keep cyclists safer, and we hope to encourage more and more people to get out and use bikes for transportation. So 2 years ago, you may recall, the American Planning Association named our Trails Network as one of the top 10 public spaces in the nation. Congratulate yourself on that. Look what you've done. So we have something special in the city already, and we're going to continue to build it. Not too far from here, right across the stream, the Telegraph District will soon begin to take shape. Several major housing projects associated with that, and close by, along the route of the cycle track, we'll see more downtown residents getting the benefit of biking to work or to events at the arena, and the cycle track will altogether keep traffic moving in the downtown area of Lincoln. So I'm hoping, I know you're all prepared to join us for the bike ride to the rail yard now. And don't forget the Earth Day celebration going on at 2 o'clock at Union Plaza, right across the way. So we hope you all can participate in that as well. One last thing as I pass this on, last December, just a few days before we opened the cycle track, an organization called People for Bikes ranked the cycle track the 4th best bike lane in the new bike lane in the country in the year 2015. And today we're honored to have here a representative of that association, of that organization, People for Bikes, and here to celebrate with us from Colorado, with that organization, is J.J. Trout. She's a native Nebraskan. She took her passion for cycling to Colorado, where she works for this national advocacy group. Their goal is to make biking better for everyone, not just in this state, but around the country. So JJ, I welcome you again, and thank you for the important work you're doing for everybody. And please come up here and tell the folks a little bit about your organization. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Whoops. Thank you so much. So as you know, as a Nebraska native, I am so grateful to be here today to celebrate the opening of this protected bike lane with you all. And People for Bikes did help support this protected bike lane. People for Bikes is a national organization uniting millions of people, thousands of businesses, and hundreds of communities just like Lincoln and other communities across the U.S. together for more and better biking. Basically, we work hard every day to make sure more people are on bikes more often. And at People for Bikes, we know that there's nothing more important than bike lanes like this End Street project, because this helps to get people on bikes. In fact, last year, we released the results from our participation study, and we found that 53% of US adults want to ride bikes more often. And beyond that, 46% of US adults say they would ride bikes more often if motor vehicles were separated from bicycles with a physical barrier. We know that people and communities want safe, convenient, and fun places to ride bikes. That's why People for Bikes helps to fund places for bikes. So not only do we fund protected bike lanes like this one, we also fund bike trails, bike parks, and multi-use paths. And we've been doing so since 1999, when we were formed by the bike industry. And it's not just about creating places for bikes so that cyclists have better places to ride. It's also about making great communities through bikes. So you've already heard about the boost in development and real estate value that this bike lane is bringing to Lincoln. But it also helps to score more talented workers. And those workers, it helps to make them healthier and more productive. And beyond that, it helps to increase retail visibility and sales volume. In fact, when a when a protected bike lane was put into Ninth Avenue in New York City, they found that local businesses had an increase in sales of over 49%. Woo! So we're hoping to do that for these local businesses here. And so this is really why we wanted to fund this project. You know, there was so much support around this project. The city council, the mayor, all of the advocacy groups, the bike industry, you know, and the city staff. Everybody wanted this bike lane to happen. So that's why People for Bikes, we really wanted to be a part of the first protected bike lane in Nebraska. And we are so glad we did, because as you already know, this lane is one of the top 10 new best bike lanes in 2015. Yeah, so great job to everyone who made that happen. It's a great lane. So what now? So how do we get more people riding this bike lane more often? I'd like to say that one answer to that question is the National Bike Challenge. This is an online program. It's straightforward, it's free. All you have to do is ride, record your miles, and then celebrate. It's an easy way to get yourself, your colleagues, and your community to ride bikes more often. This year, we're aiming to unite 100,000 riders to pedal 75 million miles from May 1 to September 30th. Bicycle Lincoln has already got a really good team going, and I just heard that the state of Nebraska was second last year, and you're gonna try really hard to be first this year. Woo! So I really do hope that you guys all sign up, register at nationalbikechallenge.org, so that you guys can start tracking your miles on this wonderful new protected bike lane. Because People for Bikes, we are so happy to be a part of making this bike lane happen, and we are really excited to make sure that you guys get more people riding this lane more often. So with that said, I'm going to introduce Dallas McGee, Assistant Director for the Urban Development Department.
Thank you, Julia. This is a great day for the N Street Bikeway. In fact, it's a great day for all of Lincoln. April 23rd is the day we dedicate our first protected bikeway. It's the first protected bikeway in the entire state, but I predict it will not be the last. There are many factors that have contributed to the success of our bikeway. I would like to mention 4 of them that I think have been critical to this day and the success we've had. The first of these is vision. We all know that we have a nationally recognized trail system. However, our trails have led us to the edge of downtown, and then they end, leaving us to compete with cars on streets directly in the same lanes as cars. 11 years ago, the Downtown Master Plan said we need to develop a bike lane that will provide us that connection through downtown. The plan referred to it as the last mile. That was the vision. Provide that important link, that last mile that gets us to our destination downtown. The second factor is planning. The downtown plan was not a plan that sat on the shelves. It was a functional guide to transforming downtown, and is certainly, the bikeway is certainly one example of that. When it was updated in 2012, implementing the proposed bike facility was a priority. However, in the 7 years since completion of the master plan, a new type of urban biking facility was being developed in cities across the country. The plan studied various options and concluded that N Street was the best location for this facility. It further said that designating a lane on street, rather than designating a lane on street, we should provide a protected bike lane or a cycle track physically separating the biker from the traffic. The city then hired Alta Design and Planning and Olson Associates to design this new facility for us. The third key factor is money. That's no surprise. It's a well-known fact of life. Not a lot gets done without the funds and the money to make it happen. Now that we have our vision and our plan, we wanted and needed to find that money and put it in the budget. Mayor Beitler directed those of us working on the bikeway to implement the plans that have been developed. And a very creative funding strategy was put together, using no less than 19 different funding sources. One of the key components of that funding was $340,000 raised by the Great Plains Trails Network. Yeah. Raising that amount of funds is a reflection of just how important this facility is to the Great Plains Trails Network and to the community as a whole. Finally, the last ingredient is leadership. GPTN, the Downtown Lincoln Association, and elected officials all demonstrated leadership necessary to bring this project into reality. In raising the $340,000, GTPN put that leadership into action. Many people were involved. One person that was involved every step of the way was Elaine Hammer with GPTN. However, the most critical leadership that makes that original vision a reality came from our mayor. Mayor Beitler championed this cycle track and directed and challenged all of us working on the project. From the City Parks and Recreation Department, the Public Works Department, the Planning Department, and Urban Development to find solutions to problems, solutions that were true to that original vision. As a result, we have the cycle track that makes us all proud. Now, as I understand, we will begin, before we begin, we will get to test our vocal skills with the Lincoln High Percussion Group leading us in an original composition. It's entitled On N Street Where We Bike. It's sung to the tune of On the Street Where You Live by Nat King Cole from My Fair Lady, and is printed on your programs. I believe the Lincoln High group will first play it through once, and then we will all join in and sing along to this new number. Thank you. Everyone sing. Thank you, everyone. Now we're ready to begin our trek down N Street. Mayor Beitler is going to give us the green light, and once he does, you can proceed down N Street. Okay. Drum roll. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's go.